William Tincup and Ryan Leary.
What's going on?
We're at the isolved booth at SHRM in San Diego. We have two guests that don't know each other. Is that right?
They don't.
That's right.
This is the second.
Never met till right now.
Yeah, this
I
is
love
the
these
second
shows.
set of guests that they don't
know each other.
Although, I'm going to go under
Okay.
on leaving as like soulmates.
Yeah. Fair.
The last group,
No,
I
seriously.
don't think they're going to separate.
They
ever.
had more.
Really?
They had more in common. Like it just clicking. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, one's from New York, the other's from Atlanta.
Wow.
Who
Wow.
would've known?
Astrology signs, like everything.
Oh yeah.
So you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are here making connections.
So we're doing.
We are. Yeah.
Swipe left, swipe right. I've been married too long. I don't really know how those things
How
work.
it works.
I should probably not.
Tell us the lies.
No. My brother let me play with his
This is where we
account.
judge.
Seriously. I didn't know anything about it. We're out, we're drinking, whatever. And hey man, this Tinder. What's this all about? He goes, well, why don't you just play with it? So I got his phone and I'm like, yep. Yeah. Oh, no. Yep. You know, and of course that messed up all of his stuff, right? He had like to start over. But yeah, it was kind of fun. It was like a game. You know, it's like I was playing Tetris. It was like,
This is fun.
right? All right. So first thing that we'd like to find out is when you hear the word people hero, what comes to mind? We'll start.
HR.
Yeah.
HR comes to mind.
Yeah. Not any of the other silos.
I would say HR, like immediately I just thought of HR in a cape
Yeah.
when you mentioned it,
Yeah.
because when
That's a
when
really
you
good
talk
image.
about the workplace,
Yeah.
right? We talk about the workplace, I think HR manages the people in these workplaces. And not only are we dealing with management,
Right.
we're also dealing with employees. And I think managing both is a tough act. So I would definitely
Wouldn't it be great if we worked for a CEO that
uh,
was a people hero?
uh,
Like isn't that a dream? Like someone that actually empathetic, caring, all that stuff.
100%.
So what about yourself, brother?
When I think of a people hero, I think of somebody who's willing to give time or empathy
Guys back.
and truly give it. Whether it's in a work setting, whether it's in a church setting, you
Right.
mentioned your religion or
Yeah.
your to your neighbor, to whatever that looks like, that you're willing to give something, a piece of yourself, not expecting anything in return because
Right.
you just want either the situation or that person or their situation to be bettered. And that I know that's probably not great English,
No.
but
No, it's good.
No.
I genuinely I see that you have this problem or this situation. I care about it. And I need to help you uplift that. And I think that can apply in any setting. And
Sure.
that's what I think of people here as.
Someone told me in my 20s, half of this is just showing up, like weddings and funerals and, all of that. When you see people in distress, it's just show up. You don't have to have the answers.
Right.
In fact, you rarely have the answers.
Just show up.
Agreed.
Just show up and be there. And if it's like, hey, can you just go get groceries for us? Yeah.
And be there on their time, right?
100%.
Not on my time. It's usually not convenient for that people hero to give
Mhm.
whatever it is that they're giving.
That's a great point.
It needs to be convenient for the receiver, not for that giver. And that's
Yeah.
what differentiates those heroes from the not.
With no
Yeah. So-
expectations too.
Well, exactly. I was just going to say that. No expectations, give without expectations. So, Rita, when was, if you can think back and throughout your career,
Sure.
your very first people hero moment?
Mhm.
What was that? What comes to mind?
You knew you nailed it. You just knew.
Yeah, I think for me, so I was born in Ghana, grew up in the US, and at some point 13 years ago, I just wanted to retire. I gave up everything. I left my corporate job, sold all of my things. My family thought I was crazy. And I moved to Ghana because I wanted to give back to my country where I
Right.
was born,
Yeah.
and develop the HR space there.
Smart.
So, I mean, I love people. I love connections. And so I would say just, the ability to give it all up, put people first,
Yep.
and move back and do the work that I'm doing there now. I would say that's
I love that. I love that. What about yourself, Brooke?
I think that at different times in my life, I thought that I had that figured out. And I
Yeah.
was like, man, I freaking nailed that.
Yeah.
Done.
And then it
Done
kicked me in
fine.
the face. And I was like, what just
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
I think for our family, when it changed was in January of 24, our oldest son was diagnosed with leukemia. And you go through all of the emotions, right? When you
Oh,
hit
yeah.
that, and,
Mhm.
you know, everything's always been about work, and I, got to make sure my kids
Oh, yeah.
are raised right, and I got to support my wife, and I got to
Yeah.
support my family,
Got
and do all these
baseball,
things, right?
basketball, hockey, whatever.
And then it just comes to a screeching halt, and you're like, oh crap, now what?
Yeah.
And seeing the empathy that was given to our family
Yep.
and the supportiveness of the company that I work for now, and just the kindness and generosity from people around us, and I had an inkling then that said, you need to pay attention, because what's happening here, and I'm a God-fearing man. I believe in
Yeah,
God.
Me too.
Everything I do comes from my belief in God, and I truly believe that when that happened, that I was led to say, okay, you need to pay attention to what's happening here by God, and that we're going to help you start this nonprofit. And so we watched and we took notes and we listened and we figured out where all the current support is and where we felt like it was really lacking for our family as a whole as we went through this journey. I mean, I was so naive about cancer at that time that I just figured chemo was chemo.
Yeah.
Right. You
Right.
hear, oh, I'm on chemo. Well, nobody asks you what that means and what that looks like. And
Right.
you didn't, everybody, you think they lose their hair and that they're just going to be on chemo.
Yeah.
And there's so much more to it than
And
that.
with,
And so
with kids, it's different as well.
times 10,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And then every time we thought we had something figured out, then something would be thrown at us. And one of the kids was all of a sudden reacting different emotionally, and they were crying and struggling and didn't know why. And or my wife would be struggling and crying and didn't know why, or whatever that looked like. And so in March of this year, we launched a nonprofit called the Thrive Life Project, where because we feel like most people that are going through something, whether it's cancer, whether it's heart problems,
Yeah.
any kind of disease for their kids or their family,
Trauma.
they're hanging on by their fingernails,
Barely.
and we're just trying to get through it, and they're going to work and they're doing the grind and they're paying the bills, and that's not what matters. They're not thriving. They're just barely surviving, and
It
so-
resets the priorities. Like that little button,
100%.
health
Mm,
scares,
yeah.
trauma.
yeah,
It just, you hit a button. I had a car accident in 16 and I'd never had been in a car accident. Same thing. Like I had just kind of like, nobody,
Right.
complete reset.
Wow.
Like just a button, like all the stuff that you thought you cared about. Yeah.
It didn't.
doesn't
No.
it doesn't matter.
Boy, you reset that. And it's funny because you go back now and you think to yourself, all that stuff that I thought was important,
It didn't matter.
none of that stuff was important.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's excellent.
So it's hard to say that I feel like I'm there, because I still don't think I'm there.
Oh, yeah.
And I
No, it's a pursuit.
I hope that the things that bring me joy and make me happy in this life are the things that I want to teach to my kids, or that you can live your life and you can focus on having a job and you can do all of these things. But if that's not what's going to bring meaning to your life, you got to figure out how to give back and how to help people, whether that's through HR, whether that's whatever it is that you're doing for work, figure out how to make it so that you care about other people. And that's the goal of this nonprofit. And I'm not trying to sell my nonprofit.
No,
here.
no.
I'm not-
It's something good to sell.
But-
I mean,
yeah, the goal of it is to be able to not be able to say no to anybody. If there's a family anywhere that needs a meal, we're going to give meals and STEM learning opportunities to families. We felt like it was so hard to figure out meals. It was so hard to make meaningful
yeah.
decisions,
Yeah.
because we're trying to decide on, should we have people over at the house because he's going to get sick from them? Should we do this clinical trial? How are we going to manage this when he's over here puking in the corner? What should we do with the other kids? Should they be in therapy? Should they not be in therapy?
Right.
What should I be doing for work? Should I take, like, all of these huge decisions? And then you have to decide, hey, what do you want to eat tonight?
Yeah.
I have no freaking clue.
No, I just,
I don't even,
something.
we physically couldn't make those decisions. There was like a mind block and we couldn't get past. And so people were kind enough to give us financial support. And it was like, well, I guess we'll just run uptown and grab something to eat. And so then this kid wants McDonald's and this kid wants
Mhm.
Wendy's and we want Cafe Rio, and we're eating garbage. And so it's not helping us feel better because we're just eating crap.
right.
And when crap goes in,
Right.
you can't feel good. And so we're going to give back to people who are going through something similar by providing healthy meals and STEM learning opportunities so that the family can re-engage over something that's not a screen.
Right.
No offense to anybody who has a
No.
screen or their kids have a phone or whatever, but you don't want your kids to, when there's trauma, to all of a sudden go to this screen. We want to have it to be where they feel like they come together as a unit, as a family, and play a game or do a science project or learn to bake something or learn to cook or whatever that looks like for their interest level.
It's inspiring.
All right, Ryan. What about superpowers?
Yeah. Final question. We'll start with Rita here. Your superpower, your HR superpower.
Come on now.
My HR it's interesting. Not long ago, I actually did a post on LinkedIn about my superpower.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
we knew
I
this
know,
was
it's
coming.
Oh,
interesting.
she already thought about this. Wait a minute.
Listen,
That's not
I
fair.
read into
Nah.
the future. I knew this was happening. And I have to say, because I'm HR, most of my responses will be focused on HR. And for
Right.
me, you know, I have a team of 10 in Ghana, 10 consultants that I manage. And so my superpower is developing remote teams. The consultancy that I operate, we are 100% remote. And so, yeah, just being able to really build them up, develop them, to be able to leverage on the technologies that we use, you know, for
There's talent.
business.
That's the
right?
thing. That's
Yeah.
what's unfortunate about a lot of underdeveloped areas in the world. You know, there's talent
So
there.
much talent.
There's
It's
talent there.
incredible.
It's like,
incredible.
you know, why are we focused on San Francisco and New York or a couple other places? And it's like, there's talent everywhere.
Right. But then there's also the synergy, right?
Mhm.
Like, yes, we want to focus on San Diego. We want to focus on
Yep.
New York. But how can we also include the global community as
100%.
well? You know, today I was in the Global Lounge
Yeah.
where SHRM launched the Global Lounge.
That's cool.
And there were people there from like 80 different countries.
Wow. Oh, that's
you
really
know,
cool.
yeah. So
That's
just
cool.
being in there and connecting with everyone. But I love technology, you
Yeah.
know, but I love people more. And at the end of the day, it's about making sure we work collectively for efficiency. So, yeah, developing remote teams is something that I'm actually really.
Very nice.
That's very cool. Superpower? What you got?
I think it's kind of a combination of being able to listen empathetically and then be able to truly understand it and not talk at them to solve their problem, because I think
Right.
I can, but that I could truly understand what they needed and then articulate that back to them. Because that's
Right.
the best managers that I've had.
What I've heard you say is whatever that is,
Right.
and let them edit it.
but then have the answer.
Right.
Because I don't have all the answers, and it's hard to not have the answers, right? But if I could know, and not for my own growth, but even if I forgot it right after, I wouldn't care. But to be able to help them get to the bottom of whatever is causing that problem. Because when you talk about culture and change, if I can't connect with you, we're never going to have the proper culture, right? I can talk at you all day long.
Yeah.
Right.
Talking to a wall.
Never going to change
No,
anything.
it's like talking to that screen right
Yep.
there.
And if
Yeah.
I have my own agenda because I think I know all these things,
It
we're never
gets-
going to get it.
It gets back to what you said earlier about meeting them at when they need it,
Yeah.
where they need it, as opposed to doing it the way you want to do it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I love
Rita,
that. It's-
Brock, thank you.
This
Yeah,
has
this has been
awesome.
great.
Thank
Thank
you. For
Thank you so much for being
platform.
here.
Yeah.
I needed to sit too, so this kind
Well,
of
this is perfect.
just worked
100%.
out. Yeah,
You're killing two birds
it
with one
worked out. It
stone.
worked out.
And he's a volunteer.
yeah,
Yes.
I noticed.
So
I know. I like
he
that
got the shirt. I was looking at the
If
shirt
you-
like, I need
If you
to.
have any questions about the conference, you just let me know.
See?
I've got 80% of the answers.
that. I love it.
60% of the time, it works 100% of the time, right?
I got that math. I got that math.
I'm gonna have to find you tomorrow, Bob.
Thank
You
you all
just
so
look
much.
for me.
And have a great conference.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.